This here is an AR-15, Smith & Wesson MP-15 model. 5.56, 223, same difference if you ask me. It's a lot of fun to shoot. The rounds can be a little expensive. These are steel casing rounds. Can't use that in most ranges, unless it's wet conditions or the range don't care or you're on private land. However, the availability and the price of 223 rounds can be an issue. So the fortunate part about AR-15s is that there are conversion kits, 22 conversion kits. So I'm going to fire a few rounds off on a 223 so we can hear the difference and see the difference of what a standard 223 round would do compared to the 22 round. I do have two types of 22 rounds I want to demonstrate. One's going to be black powder and the other one works on alternative propellant. I'm going to show what they are and what they can do and possibly the availability for a purchaser to find these rounds. The target I like to use for today's demonstration is a standard bowling pin. You could get these at certain ranges for a few dollars, which is what I did, and I've been using it for a while. I have it in place in a little amount of dirt to keep it from knocking over, but sometimes they will fall, which is fine. They're a cheap, easy target. You get a broad base and a tiny head. So I prefer the bowling pins for their durability, and you know if you hit your target because it'll fall over. Or like I said, if you have it in a mound, that's good to go too. So today's target is going to be our friend, the bowling pin. The first rounds we're going to use is a 30 round magazine of 223 Wolf ammo. Wolf is very affordable, but as I mentioned, steel casing and most ranges will not allow it. So we'll go ahead and load up and set off a few rounds. So the conversion kit we're going to use is really easy to install. First we take out our mag, add a few rounds in there, empty the chamber, clear, always demonstrate rifle safety, release the bolt, send it home gently, don't slam the bolt home, then we open it up. Got the charging handle and the 223 bolt. All we do is remove the 223 bolt, put it to the side, put the charging handle in its proper place, take the conversion kit, slides right in. Just that easy. So the conversion kit comes from one 10 round magazine. You can probably buy more online, but pretty much this conversion kit's made for small game hunting or plinking around. That's why these aren't as available as standard AR rounds. It fits right into the magazine well, just like a standard 223 magazine. No extra tooling or work required. Then we pull the charging handle back, load up a round, we're ready to go. Put the rifle on fire, send down a few rounds. Put the weapon on safe, then you can either check your target or reload. That was only 5 rounds, so I still have 5 more in the magazine. When the magazine is empty, the bolt stays to the rear. That's just an indication if you're one of those types of people that don't count your rounds or you're unsure if you have anything in the chamber. This bolt back lets you know so you can check and you can see that the bolt is clear. The only thing is, you got to be careful with this because the moment you release a magazine, the bolt slams forward. So it doesn't say in the instructions, or it doesn't let you know if that's damaging to it, but slamming a bolt forward cannot be too good for the bolt carrier, or the bolt, or the rifle, or any of the mechanisms. So next time that occurs, and you got the bolt back, treat it like you would with a standard 223 bolt, and hold the charging handle back, release the magazine, and then send it home. If you're always concerned, you still got this forward assist, or you could just redo it, but try to be gentle. You don't want to damage the conversion kit. The one I purchased cost me $200, so that's more than getting a Ruger 1022 or Marlin or Savage or any other 22 Henry, but it allows me to still use my AR. So I don't have money to throw away, so I want to take care of my gear. So the next thing I want to compare are the 22s that I'm using today. One company we might have heard of is Agula. At least I'm assuming that's what it's called. These rounds here are smaller than a 22 round. This is a standard full jacket 22. This one's made from CCI. This Agila is a gas powered round. That's what's inside this casing. So there's advantages and disadvantages to using this Agila non-gunpowder round compared to the standard CCI 22 round. So now I'm going to load these Agila rounds into my AR, and we can see what's going to happen once I fire. Pay attention to the ejection port. Believe it or not, that was a fire. Nothing came out. That was the sound you hear when that shoots. You gotta flip the round to the ground like that, or the rifle to the ground. Because there is no gunpowder in here, it's not going to blow the bolt back. Also, you gotta hold the rifle with the ejection port towards the ground to let gravity take over to get that casing out of the rifle, so you don't get a jam or a double feed. You do gotta be a little more rough with the bolt in order to put in the next round. We'll fire again. Put the weapon on safe when you're done firing. So if I had to choose between the three rounds, 223, 22 with black powder, or 22 with no black powder, like most things, it depends on the situation. I'm in a more remote area where my neighbors are further away. I can use any round I want, as long as I'm being safe and courteous to the people around me and animals in the area. Of course, I like the power of the 223. This one is the hollow points. But if I was hunting, for target practice, not so much, unless I'm trying to get used to the sounds or the recoil and trying to get the feel for what I had back when I was in service. The 22 I enjoy for smaller game. If I was out there hunting, I was going for a jackrabbit, the damage that the 223 would do to it would not be too good for me. I did it before, spur of the moment, a couple of seasons ago, and it totally destroyed one of the legs on a rabbit. And you know, why damage good meat? That's why we have a 22. This non-black powder round is great for any situation. Obviously, the quieter the better. However, it does have that much stopping power. It will hit a target. It could, you know, kill, but it's not going to have the same amount of power as the rounds with the black powder in it. Now, being I only have the bowling pin, I don't have ballistic gel. I don't have the desire to kill something just to kill it, to show what these rounds could do. So that might be for another person with that type of equipment. But for places like backyard plinking, getting rid of rodents, yeah, I want there's squirrels tearing up inside my house. Personally, I don't experience that. I have seen that on other channels or other people having issues with rodents in their house. That's understandable. I grew up in the Midwest. Rodents like to make nests inside the walls during the wintertime. Out in the People's Republic of California, I don't have that issue. But that's why I recommend these non-black powder rounds for. Everything else we know what it can and cannot do. I do recommend the conversion kit. I think it's great for money saving and going out there plinking. Take your AR so you get the feel of the tool within your hands. Taking it apart, it's all the same. It's a drop and pop type of bolt. $200, you can't go wrong. Most ARs, you're going to drop at least, you know, $1,500 or $2,000 or more on equipment. Get that extra $200. Save yourself some time. 1022s are great. You know, Marlin Savages, Henrys, you know, all those are great. But, you know, you only got two hands. Why you need so many rifles? Just that one rifle with the conversion kit solves all the problems. So hopefully you enjoyed this demonstration. If you have any questions, you know, feel free to leave them on the comments below. If you like the videos I've been putting out, subscribe and give me some ideas of what you want to see. You know, I'm out here in southern Texas for a while, so if I'm still around, when you give me a suggestion, I'll go ahead and make that happen.